They went all about this. They was trying to get elderly women, I would think then and then Coulter's also. They do small items in there, they're out, the playhouse. That in our area. And we can talk about.
Yeah.
The name of the place that does, like on repairs, that was like Southern State, here on Lebanon Road. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I cannot. Minutes. I don't know. Order outside. Next to Danielle. No, they're not that fun. That's. No, we'll just, I'm not. Yeah, I talked about, industrial park.
Oh, yeah.
Industrial park. So it's, you're talking about a depot repair, but it's on the lot. That's the place that you right next to me.
Because they're next to Danielle, and I've never seen them.
Back there. Really down a little bit.
It does look like it's strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, yeah, I didn't know what to think about it. I could see it.
Oh, yes. My company, take it over there, but you think that they cost, if you're gonna need it, like.
Yeah. It's my goodness, I'm writing here, they're now,
Sounds great.
yeah, so it's hanging in there, but it's not quite starting every time.
You're like, no, it's cheaper to find a new one or something.
Yeah, I mean, it handles what they are, always really proud.
Yeah. Either way.
Okay, so we have, really good. Yeah. I mean, yes, I do, on sunscreen and my boat's ready, I go out there and really, and do that, and, she just walked down.
Oh, I started the recording, like, we just out here just recording.
Well, it's in a picture that.
Yeah, there you go. Over here, you ever try over there?
Yeah.
I think ours is going again, not. For like, general. I don't like that. I don't want to on the big track. We're approaching our like zero turn, and they're like, you better have. Oh, yeah, I don't even. I know. Oh, James, I thought James got love for your, but like, I it's so much, there's like, there's travel on it.
I was working.
Maybe.
Oh, here.
Have you ever seen James? Mansion of the house, where's like, socks, she wears.
That's also.
She's got. She's right here.
We are recording. But I mean, like, it's not a big deal,
Just like FYI.
but.
Since we're recording to begin,
All right.
this guy was our official board meeting for, right, it's order. First thing on the agenda is review of minutes I would like to add a correction. For, it says swearing in new officers, Judge Executive Truly, Ford Berry, and Spencer, that should be new board members.
Okay. Okay. New officers.
There is a little bit of a problem parliamentary procedure wise, in the motion to elect Marvin as chair. He was nominated, but there was no motion made to accept it by acclamation without vote. I will move this time that being into the minutes.
Yeah, there's several on there. All should have seven.
Okay,
They didn't have seconds in the meeting, actually. We watched the video.
I know.
No, they
I know that's
didn't.
ridiculous.
Okay, do you wanna,
I recommend.
We were really excited about getting it done, I guess.
no, I'm here for it. All right, let's see, change the minutes include swearing in of the new officers, Barry Welty and Spencer Quinn, and then what was yours? Or which was the next one?
I would just change the officers to new board members.
we're all down there electing off.
Yeah, I know, she was active, she's
Changing minutes, remove the names.
And just put new board members?
Yes. Sorry, I should put names on
Okay,
You got it?
She does not have what Danny not said, so can you clarify that?
Yeah, we,
Will be a motion tonight, correct? The way the minutes were stated in the last meeting.
Okay. But didn't Alethea say that the
change,
minutes did not include a second at all? So would it be a correction if the second was never done?
But it was done.
It was not.
we didn't have any, there were no seconds according to the video.
We're all astonished by
So we could
that.
just, you could just nominate, or like, would that be fine, Rita?
Do I just read the minutes? Or do I just read the minutes?
Well, I like Danny's motion that,
You accept the
accept the nominations from the previous meeting, accept the nominations for board members, board officers from the previous or prior meeting.
probably should specify by name, or it's one,
Chair.
Danielle and Spencer Quinn.
And then somebody second that motion.
So you're saying a motion, not a correction?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you do that? I will second that motion.
Sure.
Thanks.
Get my name in
Okay, since, I made order, since, there's a motion. We need to vote on that tonight now,
it. I said.
then we'll come back and approve it. That would be.
See, this is
To
not.
remove the gas, second by, is,
Marvel, yeah, for that, do we need to include the secretary too? Because that doesn't have a second.
Yes, all of them.
yes, all of them.
Okay.
Chair, vice chair, secretary.
Here's what I listed. I have Danny made the motion to accept the nominations for board officers from the previous meeting. Marvin Swan, chair, Daniel Forker, secretary, and Spencer Quinn, vice chair. Kinsey has seconded the motion.
Yes.
Do we need to have Martin in that list? Correct.
Well, his had a second.
Okay.
Yeah, oh my God, he got lucky, but he had that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All those in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, motion carries. Now, can we get with the correction of where on new officers, the board members. Now, can we get a motion to accept tonight's? I mean, amendment of the.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Opposed, motion carries.
I'm sorry, that was on me. I didn't have any idea that we weren't getting second. Like I said, we were going back and forth so much on stuff that.
Okay, next we got Trevor report from Mark.
Okay, I sent everyone out the 4-H and Extension District financials last week. The only ones that printed for this meeting are the Extension District. Usually the 4-H financials I do present to this committee, just so you're aware of how it occurs. 4-H just fall under the umbrella of the Extension District, and at the end, the 4-H assets just get presented as a restricted asset on the Extension District. So I can cover the 4-H if you would like, if you have any questions on it. But as of 12/31, they were sitting at $32,040 in cash. And if you back out the camp expenses, net revenue for the year is $2,017. So the issue with the fees are that the fees come out in July, which is the beginning of the fiscal year for UK, and the income comes in June, which is the end of the fiscal year. So there's a disconnect there, but in the end, it will add up to the total amount by the end of the fiscal year. As far as moving over to the Extension District, I'll hit just a little bit on the statement of financial position. At 12/31/23, the Extension District had $3,874,352 in cash. That is spread across 3 accounts. 2 of those accounts are at Farmers National Bank. One is in a main checking account, which is just over 2.9 million. One is in a money market account, which is just shy of 390,000. And then there's a money market account at Community Trust Bank with just shy of 548,000. The only debt that the Extension District is liable for at the moment is the CACO bond payable, which was used to fund the new building construction. The next easiest thing I believe is to look at the budget versus the actual as far as expenses, unless anyone had anything specific on the month of December in general. Okay, now we'll move over, and that's the very tiny page, unfortunately, in your sheets. I'll try to pull it up next time, but it'll look a lot better on my end before we got over here, so I apologize for that. Just going down the list, as far as your revenue, you get 90% of your budget amount so far. There is 117% in real property, and tangible motor vehicle look a little low, but there is a breakdown still needed of $1.2 million deposit. So once that gets broken down, it will be broken down into the tangible motor vehicle as well. So those percentages will come back into the norm on that. There's no budget as far as rental income or interest or anything like that. So that's just a bonus on top for the year. As far as interest, we've earned $38,142 on our money in the bank. The reimbursement that you see in account 44,002 is just with UK. It's their MOA reimbursement at the end of the year. And so we get that each year. And Scenario told me that there's no breakdown of that, so it always just goes into a reimbursement category. Moving down to the 51,000 and 52,000, that's the agents, fringe benefits, and personal salaries. They're all perfectly on key through 3 quarters. Going down to your contracted services, the 53,000 accounts. Your professional services are sitting at about 57%, which is a little low budget, but should kind of level out towards the end of the year. And that's your cleaning services for the building. Maintenance repairs is still in good shape. Equipment repair, vehicle insurance is a little over budget. My understanding, the premium increase like pretty much all of us have experienced this year. So it went up a little bit as far as the building and the vehicle CACO. Your vehicle maintenance under utilities sitting at about 47.5% through 6 months of the year. So it should come out relatively close to the budget amount. Of course, we are in the winter months, so the electric is a little higher at the moment, but being on budget, I feel like it'll level out. I'll point out, I know this looks a little off down here, but we count 54,002 supplies and services and account 54,006 janitorial supplies. They're 71.5% and 97.5% of budget. Those are currently they have a credit card breakdown in their Perform Bureau that Scenario will break out into their categories, but she has not done that yet. So the entire amount currently is in supplies. So that is overstated. Program support still looks like it's in good shape. Operating payment from UK through 3/4, sitting right at 75%. As far as your travel, program support, all is well under budget. The audit, we have had 2 audits this year, so the audit is a little above budget, budget for 12,000, and each year the audit came in at 6,450, so it came in at 12,900. There is potential for a third audit beyond this year, so we have started the 2023 audit. So potentially, if it's finished for the June of this year, you will have a third audit showing on you. It's just a matter of how quickly they turn around and get back to us. Let's see. Cell phones are a little above, the bank fees are 100%, that's all you have this year, that's, part of the fees from Cato as far as servicing the payment. In December, you have a big payment of $263,000, that's $170,000 in principal, $12,050 in servicing fees, and then, 77, about 81,000 in interest. So, and then building insurance I've covered, it went up for a premium increase like the vehicles. Everything else was in budget, going down to the 60, capital outlay account 61,201. It's almost at budget, but that was the new Ford F-150 that was purchased, so that was budgeted in, and that's why most of the budgets are been taken. Then moved down, we made 100% of our principal payment of 170,000, and then the interest, 81,000 sitting at 105.6% current. The interest payment, account will need to be adjusted. So we will work on that. So there will be a payment in June, it's interest only, and that's the only thing showing right now is the interest only payment. For the year, currently, we're sitting at, 65.2% of expenditures budgeted. Anybody have any questions? Yes, sir, Daniel.
If my memory serves me right, might have even been before you took over as treasurer. But out of that $3 million in cash in the bank account, didn't we set aside 1 million of that to pay on the loan principal, but we could not pay on it until 10 years?
So, I'm sorry.
It's set up on a 20-year loan, we cannot retire those bonds before 10 years.
Yes, sir.
We're putting $1 million in there to draw interest, anticipating paying that at the end of the 10-year period.
So that money is not in the 3.8 million, that $1 million is over at Cato.
Okay.
So that 3.8 million is just cash here. So the $1 million payment they owed, and you might remember, Mr. Brock from Cummins Capital came in and spoke to the board about 2 years ago, man. I can have them come back in and explain how that is set up. So basically, with a bond, you can't pay it off early, because people hold their bonds until maturity. So we're in until 2029, no matter how much money we send over. Even if we have $6 million sitting there ready to pay everything off when it is, we can't do anything until 2029.
I just don't want to lose $1 million.
Yeah, I completely understand. So they have that set over at Cato, of course, currently. So, but yes, this amount is just the cash on hand currently. So if you want to make another pay down, possibly could, but we'd have to look at the next budget for us and go from there. But it looks like we're well on our way, from my understanding. So.
Any more questions for Mark?
Second.
It's been properly moved to second that the treasurer report be received. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for being here.
Would that be something you guys are interested in, having come scaffold come back and speak to you on? Okay, because I know there's a lot of new faces here. I think only Mr. Lay and Mr. Swan might be all here.
I think it'd be beneficial if they,
Okay, I'll reach out to him and come in. He had a presentation showing basically how it would benefit you more to have money there than the bank account on interest. So. That might be beneficial.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll reach out to him.
What was his name again? Bear, was it?
Broad. I had to look up another name. Like I remember Mr. Broad was
It
it.
started with a B, and everybody's name is Barry, and I just assumed for a moment that it was Barry Brock. Okay.
Been a couple of years.
Brock. Okay.
next on the agenda is the Boyle County Farmers Market representative.
Hi, Board. My name is Brenda Simpson. I'm the Boyle County Farmers Market Manager, and I'm here to ask for your permission for the farmers market to continue our relationship and partnership with using the facility during rain days and during our holiday market season right before Thanksgiving. A little bit about our numbers. Our farmers market grows $210,000 last year, and we had roughly 10,000 members of the community come through our farmers market throughout the course of the season. So we are serving the community very well, and the community is able to come and get fresh produce and as well as be involved with crafts and homemade breads and soaps. So the Extension Office building has been able to have a wonderful partnership with us so that people in the community are coming out here and seeing the facility and seeing what is offered to the community, not just through the farmers market. So we would like to humbly ask to continue that partnership into the 2024 season. Did you have anything else you'd like to add?
You did a great job. We do already have a CDB grant to help pay for our music channel season. And our lovely covered saves that we do love. And I think we total what, some member vendors this year. So we are one of the largest farmers markets in the state now.
Yeah, here we request those, all kinds of markets, pleasure.
Well, I for one love the farmer's market, and I don't get to go every Saturday, but I try to go as many Saturdays as I possibly can, so I would be delighted to make the motion to prove that we continue another year.
It's been moved, Judge Sable, second by Danny, that we continue the relationship we currently have with the Boyle County Farmers Market. All of them, favor say aye. Those opposed, motion carries.
Thank you for your time.
I didn't catch it. How often are you all out here?
Whenever we have rain days throughout the season, so this past year, we were out here quite a bit,
Rain all the time.
yes.
Mid-season.
We're at the pavilion.
And that's just so you guys know, that's just a godsend for people like, especially the bakers and all, because you can't really make a weather call here until like midday Friday and have any resemblance to real life. By that time, Tallulah Bread already has 300 sourdough breads made and stuff, so it's really helpful that we can get our customers out here and still selling stuff, so.
And also for our holiday market, we are inside the facility, down in the big room.
So hopefully you'll be out here in January, September, we won't be dry like we're expecting.
Hopefully. Any other questions? Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Local position, option.
All right, so we wanted to make sure that as district board members, that you all knew about 3 new local positions. I say they're new, they're not totally new, but they are back out there as an option for our county's consideration. What I'm about to say to you tonight is for your information. You don't have to take any action on it. This is something that we can discuss. You can certainly take action on it if you so desire, but it's going to, with these 3 new positions, it's going to allow our counties to have some flexibility and some options. It's going to allow our counties, if they would like to grow the program, if they have needs, it's going to allow us to talk about those. As some of you guys know, a little bit of the past history, you know, when we re-envisioned extension a few years ago, the original plan was to have more area extension directors. We currently have 12, and each one of us has 2 areas. Ideally, when it started, we wanted to have 24, and the funding was just not there to lighten the load, give us more time in our counties. Most of us are serving is based upon the number of employees in our offices that's balanced out. We're serving anywhere from 7 to 10 or so counties. I have 10. So because we were pretty much maxed out on supervisory numbers and roles, you know, we can't have too many employees because I can't do a very good job. because we were maxed out on that, we had some counties who really wanted to add agents, like they wanted to have a second 4-H agent or a horticulture agent or whatever it might be. But because we were maxed out, our counties could not add those new positions. So it's now opened back up to allow that flexibility, to allow counties to meet those needs. For larger offices, and you know, this is a fairly large staff office here, it's a big facility. For counties that have larger staffs and larger facilities, there's that option to have a point of contact person within the office. So there's lots of flexibility, but we wanted to make sure that you heard it from us and not from another county. So I'm trying to share that with our board members as we go throughout this month, or at least next month. So there's 3 positions. I'm going to start with the easier positions first. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer those. If I don't know the answer, I'll get that for you. But one of the positions is a county facilitator. And this role is in place in several counties already. Basically, a county facilitator would be one of your extension agents who agrees to this. If there's more than one, then we would go through an interview process, but this individual would act as a point of contact for facilities, budget, and staff. So the way it currently is now, like Alethea is fiscal contact agent, Kim has support staff, you have facilities, Alexis has county extension councils, and there's other responsibilities, those are the big ones. But rather than my having to call and talk to each one, there would be a point of contact. This person would still have all the programming responsibilities. And in addition to that, they would be responsible for facilities, budget, and staff. Okay? They would not have any supervision responsibilities, but they would have all of their programming responsibilities. So it would just take it off of the other 3 individuals, but place it on one who would get a small stipend. We have not currently figured out what that stipend exactly should be, but it is not a huge stipend. Plus, you got all of your programming, and then you got all of that.
If you give that much additional responsibility to one of the agents, would you not need to come back with a program assistant for that agent?
Possibly, quite possibly. It's a lot, it would be a lot. So that is one possibility. Now, all 3 of these county positions are county funded, okay, just so you're clear on that up front. County manager would be another position. This position is a full-time administrative role, no programming responsibilities. Of course, I will still oversee local supervision of county operations, and the county manager would supervise county staff. They would not supervise agents. I would continue the agent supervision, okay? This position would also manage facilities. We're keeping Barry. Barry's not going anywhere. He's our facilities manager. He does a great job, right, guys? So we're gonna keep him, but the county manager would manage the budgets and manage facilities. They would supervise Barry. It is a full-time administrative role, no programming responsibilities. They would not supervise your NEP assistants or your programming assistants, like your 4-H, your FCS program assistants, your NEP assistants. Those will still be supervised by the agents that have their responsibilities now. Okay?
Or big qualifications of this person?
So you would definitely want someone who could handle the budgets. So that would be your physical contact for the office. They would, you know, take care of your board meetings and stuff like that. And someone who could handle your facilities.
Sounds like someone experienced with them.
That would be really good. However, for the county manager position or for the county director position, which we'll talk about in just a minute, both of those, if a board was to say, hey, we want one of those, then it would be an open search. It could be someone from another county. It could be someone from within the office. We don't know. It would be an open search that would be advertised and there are already major job responsibilities written out for the director position and the manager position. And it's already broken down into like what percentage of the time is which responsibility. So a county manager would supervise county staff, like your two extension staff assistants and any other who have a total program assistant, as well as facilities manager. They would not supervise agents. Okay. The third position is a county director position. Now, this is currently what we call our county manager position. Okay, we have 4 counties in the central region and more across the state. We have 4 in our central region. Scott County has one. She is awesome. She does a great job.
Manager or
She has a director.
director?
So we have 2 directors. Scott County has one. They have either 10 or 11 employees. Boyle County has one. They have 12 employees. Boone County has one. They're at 20 plus employees. I didn't go and add that. Montgomery has one, smaller staff, and then, there's others across the state, but those are the 4 that we have. Kind of going through what your county director would do. Your county director would be a full-time administrative role. Okay, they would have no programming responsibilities. They would report to the area extension director. This person would be able to supervise employees. This person would complete the UK supervision training. The position would be effective under our new restructuring model that we have now. This person would directly supervise all county staff and agents. Okay, again, they would not supervise any program assistants or any pre-assistants, but they would supervise all county staff in the office and the agents in the office. The agents, then on the other hand, unlike right now, they would do only programming. They would not have any physical responsibilities, no budget responsibilities, no county extension council, no extension board responsibilities. All of that would be handled by your county director. Okay, so that would totally free up your agents to do what we hired them to do, and that is to do county programming. That county director would serve as the contact for everyone in the office, and they would also serve as the point of contact for me. So if I need to contact somebody, for example, in the Scott County office right now, I just contact the county manager, county director. A really neat part of that is that the county director would be part of our UK leadership team. So, you know, every month we have a training meeting for area directors and county managers, county directors, that's what we call. So they would be part of our UK leadership team. They would also help us hire any assistants, whether it be bi-weekly staff extension assistants, program assistants, or if we need to hire agents for your office. They are part of that interview team. They're at the table with us. As I said, they would take the lead on the budget. They would take the lead on working with you all, with the county extension council. They would take the lead on facilities. They would supervise the facilities manager, of course. If there was a big office project, such as marketing, something that the office wanted to do, of course, they're going to talk about it at office staff meetings, but they will take the lead on those bigger projects too. It would also give you the ability to hire other agent positions if you ever wanted to grow your program to improve your outreach. You certainly need to do that. And again, that individual is going to report to the area extension director and make sure everything is good there. So that's kind of in a nutshell. I know you guys are probably going to have questions. I have a list of frequently asked questions about this. If there's something you want to know as far as salary ranges, we do have those. You know, I think it's just something you may want to think about. But if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer that.
So with the county director, having that person in place, what's the reason that, I may have missed it, I apologize, but what's the reason why more agents can't be added without that person being in place now, or?
there's a number that they would like for us to supervise.
Okay,
And right now, we are pretty well maxed out.
I see.
And there have been some counties that have wanted to add, some counties don't have, you are very fortunate, you have a horticultural agent, but some have wanted to add a hort agent. Some have wanted to add a second 4-H agent position, and right now, without one of these positions, without a county director, you can't do that. Because it's another person that has to supervise. So it would allow you all that flexibility in the future if you wanted to do that.
But you said UK needs to not be what you need.
No, it would be,
So it's all gonna be county.
it would be a county funded situation. Would you like to know the salary range?
Yes.
So we're a county manager, and that is the middle one that we talked about. They supervise staff, but not agents. That is anywhere from 41,950 to 66,500, depending upon the quality, characteristics, and background experience of the individual. 41,950 up to 66,500. For your county director, which is the one that has the most responsibilities as far as oversight, that one is 66,500 up to 86,500, depending upon experience.
And that's the salary, that's our benefits included in that number.
So this would be the pay ranges for those positions, benefits, I'm assuming would probably be a little bit extra.
Okay.
That's would be my question.
What's the approximate percentage? I have.
Right now, we budget at, and that's, probably about, I think we're about 48%. I believe is what we're budgeting at. We're at 50% on staff and 38% on agent positions. So it could be anywhere from 38% up to 50%.
But these are staff positions, right? Is that what you said? Or
So a county director and a county manager is a full-time administrative role with no programming responsibility. So I'm not sure exactly where that percentage would hit there. That's something that if you all should be interested, that is a discussion that we can certainly have. Now's a perfect time to think about it. It's because you're getting ready to do the budget next month. And, you kind of think, we're not here to tell you you have to have one of these positions, but if it's something that you all think would be helpful, the counties that have a county director right now, I can assure you they do not want to get rid of that individual, because it just makes life easy. That person would be in your office all the time to help do things, make sure things are done smoothly, facilitate with things, and it takes a ton of work off of them. But that's, they're doing a great job with that ton of work added to their programming, but it does allow you all some options there. But
who would be doing the evaluation for each one of those three people? If
so the
we
county,
chose to do that.
sure, the county facilitator role would not change anything. Like if it was one of your agents that you had now, I would still supervise that person. So that one doesn't change the supervision ratios that whatsoever. It just takes that off of everybody except for that one individual that says, hey, I'm gonna do this, in addition to everything else that they're doing. County manager and the county director report directly to the area extension director. So they would report to me. So what it would do for me, if you really want to get technical about it, county manager would take off right now. I currently supervise the 3 bi-weekly staff assistants up front. They'll take that off of my plate and put it on that manager's plate. County director would take everybody but one person. But it's not, I'm fine with the way things are, not get me wrong, but that's kind of how that would affect the supervision. Right now, Kim supervises facilities.
No, staff.
Okay, and the staff. So. Great questions.
So has any of our agents volunteered to be the county facilitator?
You can't pay me enough for this.
And we're not talking about the amount of money, we don't know what that number's gonna be, but it's not gonna be a lot, like, it's not even gonna be 10,000, I'm sure, I don't know, I have not been told, I don't know if they know this.
Like, I'm only doing some of it now, I'm like, what? Anyway.
That's for the grant.
You got people that have been doing it, they've worked on it, they have some experience.
Absolutely.
And if I were a young agent, I'd be mad as hell when you put somebody over me that's less qualified, less experienced in my job than I am.
Unless they didn't want to have to do those extra duties and spend more time on the programming areas. But, you know, it's a need.
Right.
Either or.
It depends upon, it depends upon what your needs and what your thoughts are and,
So with the first option, county facilitator, what would be the percentage of a full-time equivalent? What would that be? Would that be a half of a full-time equivalency job? Like, they're doing what they're already doing, right? So how much would we add on to one agent?
well, so far, it's kind of spread out, like Alethea does all of your board and budgets, your fiscal matters.
Honestly, I mean, the county facilitator, I don't know why that's an option. I'm sorry. It's not a terrible option because then you have all of your programming and instead of splitting up our extra responsibilities amongst all of us, it all falls on one.
It's
And you don't even get paid
on-
that much
It's
more.
on three for everyone else.
Yeah,
One
that.
function, everyone else gets less work except for one person who now gets all of it.
Which can put a hamper on all of us, because we do try to do a lot of programming together, so if, Alethea took that on and that was her responsibility, and she has 100 things to do, then how is she gonna be able to be there at the farmer's market and at, those types of events? Even though, because those are when we're going above and beyond, like, there's no more Saturday programs, no more night programs, we do our job the best we can with what we do, so it's crazy to think that anyone would do that. But in counties where there's only 2 agents and they're pretty much, one agent is doing most of it anyways, then you're at least giving them the bump that they need. In our county, the work is spread out, so.
Or if you have a vacancy, there's been times during vacancies that an agency had to do all of that. It's not an ideal situation.
Are there county facilitators now? Like, are there?
There's
county
there's
facilitators
a very few, I don't think we have any, I don't have any in
In
my
the-
counties.
What
There are
counties?
a few.
Right, Adam Rose was county facilitator, I think right before they canceled that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they're
There's
getting rid of that.
a very few, I'm afraid to tell you how many, I'm gonna say there's less than 5 in the whole state. But it's.
And again, those are all county.
Yeah, they probably have 2 agent counties anyways.
I think for the most part, those counties that are interested, they're maybe more towards the county director position or the county manager. Just because that does offer them some options there.
And the county director is the one that if we had one of those, we could potentially hire more agents.
You could, yeah, if you wanted a second 4-H or a second SDS or a second.
But
ANR.
Rita, if another county, like if, let's say Berkshire County, I'm not saying they're gonna do this, I'm just using them because they're next door. If they hired a county director, that takes people off your plate, right, which means that you're no longer up to max.
Right.
So if like half of your counties took on county directors, right, then the other half of your counties, you would have less people and those counties could hire, right? Because it's, so you have to have, no matter how many people you service. Interesting. So Rita's over here just passing her job.
But no, theoretically, that sounds good.
I just didn't know if it was like a give or take, like.
Yeah.
It was a scale.
It's not.
Yeah, but then you have to supervise the people who are supervising other people, so that, yeah.
We still have to.
The counties that you mentioned that have those positions are all high tax base counties. And then I think we got a trade-off, whether we want to pay off debt and provide more program assistance. I'm really impressed with what our PA.
You got some good program assistants.
Mine are the best, I'm just gonna say. FCS is out here killing
They're
it.
pretty
I'm so proud of them. I can't say enough about what they've done here in just this short period of time. Like, I'm just so proud of them. They're doing amazing work and I just, they're great.
A great job with the new library programs I see them at.
Yeah, and they're so innovative. They have so many ideas. They have new ideas. They have new marketing ideas. They're out here, they understand TikTok. They're making videos of like they're doing so many things that I am not gonna do. I just don't know how to use TikTok. But Heather, she's 23. She's like, let's go, let's do it. And I'm like, go for it. Absolutely fantastic.
We have my choices.
How many agents did Montgomery County have? You said that they had a director.
They were kind of in, and I don't know the history. I don't know how theirs came to be. That was back earlier, like when it first started. I think Ron's been there for quite a while. They don't have a huge staff.
Kind of smaller county.
Yeah,
Except for where I'm from, so it's probably ahead.
yeah, they've actually had me for a long time.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had me for a while, but they're not up there. It's not a big, huge staff. I'm gonna say they're less than 10.
I would think so.
I tried to look earlier today, but they jumped on that. See, we had the opportunity, our counties had a chance, and some of you may remember when that came about several years ago, they had a chance to do this, and they jumped on it then. So it's worked out okay for them. But like I said, that's just something for y'all to think about. You don't have to decide tonight. I mean, this option's gonna be out there from here on out, that I did want you to know about it. I do want you to, think about if any of the three could help your office, if it could, be a good thing for the office here, for the county, for programming. Just wanted you guys to be in the know related to that. We are gonna be doing the budget next month, so it's a good time to think about it. I mean, you have great agents, you've got, great program assistants and staff assistants here. You've got a great facility. It's one of those things where, you're right up there with some of the other counties that have done some of these things. Doesn't mean you have to, but, just some options there.
So Rita, have you done it? This has been a needs assessment on our county and staff recommending one of those?
We kind of briefly talked about it, that ultimately it's a decision of the board. We just did that big community assessment. The results are coming out this spring. So we will know the results of those and what the needs in the county related to programming, what our needs are. But, I mean, it just depends.
What will that be, when will we have that?
Probably, definitely by your May meeting for sure. Maybe April.
But not in time for the budget.
Not in time for the budget. Those are gonna be mainly programming needs that were identified. If I get them earlier, I'll definitely share them with you, but I think it's probably gonna be at least April.
For the county manager position, would that free up time for all of our current agents? Or I mentioned the breakdown of who was supervising what, but all of you all would get some time back.
So that would be a full-time administrative role, no programming responsibilities, and that person would manage the budgets, so take care of the fiscal matters.
Okay, so that's, all of those things are things that they're all doing right now.
They would supervise the county staff, like they would supervise our staff assistants up front, and, not the agents.
We keep counting session, instead of just being me in charge of that, it would be the four of us who would work on it.
Okay. I was trying to figure out what parts each of you were doing that we would go over to.
The manager just doesn't take the agent supervision.
But it still gets them a little bit of time for more programming.
Yeah, it'll take away the budgets and the facilities for sure.
Is there money there? I mean, I guess I'm asking for, is there money there to pay for that? I'm looking down the road, once we do this, this ramifications 5 years from now.
I mean, salary wise, like I said, yes, I don't know what the benefits are gonna come in, judged by the director, I would assume based on that salary and benefits, it's gonna be well north of 100,000, you go with the highest amount.
Yeah.
So it's well above any salary I know here. So I mean, I can look into it once we get to final numbers, right now, I'm saying, yes, you have, but at the end of the day, are you gonna keep raising your tax rates, is all this still gonna keep coming in, the property values went up, like, it's all this excess coming in. So I'd like to have final numbers before we say it forward.
I will get to you the percent.
Just out of curiosity, would that be like a point of contact with the audits and the treasurer as well, so like one person that controls all of them?
Yeah. And then they'll take care of all the fiscal
Okay.
responsibilities.
And that's for the manager and director.
So if my math is right, at the high side of the salary with the low side of the benefits, you're looking at almost $92,000 for the manager and then $119,000 for the director.
If you max it out.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel the parts of my job that I hate, but I'm no, I'm not.
I'll go back to the job that we keep.
Can I ask a question, how, like, of the responsibilities that you all have now, how much time did that free up for you all? Because that is.
That's a good question. I was wondering that myself.
Depends on the time of year, some of it, so, and all of us have different responsibilities, so, when we were building a building and I was facilities contact, that was miserable, right? So, you know, county extension council, I think is something great that we have, that we do, because it keeps us in connection with everyone, so, you know, to put that off on a director, I don't think is 100% necessary, just because it keeps us grounded to the people that we serve. But, and it does, I mean, planning a meeting, getting all the plan to work, there's more stuff than just CEC. So because I'm that contact, I also am in charge of, we have a county review, which takes us weeks and months to plan. So I'm the head for that, or if we have things that, you know, report to the people. So there's a lot of things spread out the year that aren't just down to those 2 meetings that we see you all at. So, you know, I don't know how to put a time on it because we work all the time, Spencer. But I would say at least a quarter of my time. And I have a relatively easy job in comparison to what budget does, in my opinion.
Honestly, I'd say it'd probably be, not that much difference, because ever since we moved to the AED, thing, and where Rita does a lot of the fiscal stuff, I just do the day-to-day signing things, making sure the paperwork is filled out correctly and signed, and all the pages and have copies and all that, whatever the procedure is, I keep up with that, but like, I don't know, I feel like you do the hard stuff.
When we were in business, we did, I wasn't part of it, 'cause I wasn't agent at that time, but they intentionally tried to take a lot of the fiscal responsibilities, especially on the us agents, because there was a lot, like all the DLG, I now do, they don't have to do that, which is great. District board stuff, taking some of that off the plate. Fiscal responsibilities is probably the largest amount of time for agents. It's just a lot of day-to-day stuff that has to be done, and
Oh, yeah, I can't like skip Fridays anymore, because we get checks signed on Fridays.
Sorry.
And
guys.
that's when we, like, that's when everybody gets all the vouchers in, and I have to sign it before noon, and then Mark comes and
Monday's
takes
what
down. And it's, I mean, no, but like. It's fine, as long as you keep bringing that baby back here.
One time, I wanted to.
The other day.
It's my lunch break, so she finally brought the lunch, set up the star, she had a kid with her, so finally got to bring me in.
Jeez.
Another question, I should probably know the answer to, but I do not off the top of my head. Is there a strategic plan in place for like, in the next 5 years where you all would want to go? And here's how, if some of your time was freed up, you would then use said time. I'm assuming none of you all would be like, a quarter of my job, I now have more free time, what do I even do? I assume you all have a long list of things that you would love to work on. Is there an official plan in place?
Yeah,
our
we
plan
have one, so when you all come to those CEC meetings, you give us all those great ideas, and we do that 2, 5, and 10-year plan, all of that goes in, and then we write a plan of work every year that's based on that. So we want to increase our numbers in this area by 20% in the next 5 years, or whatever that looks like, but there is that. But right now, it's based off of what we can accomplish with our current jobs. We're not pushing you towards anything.
Oh, yeah, no,
Like,
I mean, it's up to.
we signed up for this job, so we're here
Okay.
doing that.
I'm gonna keep teaching people stuff.
Sometimes my things are just late to read and she yells at me, and that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but like, you know, you
I will
don't care
never
that I
get my
was.
reports in by the, I will never.
Where would I see those, the two?
I can take them.
Yeah.
And we're actually gonna get ready to start on the new plan.
Yeah, so the next CEC March, we'll go back for those again. We'll say, hey, we've done these, what else you got for us?
Okay, and like Alexa said, this is totally up to you all as board members, you know, to start that thinking process. We are not here to tell you, you need to do one or the other. Totally your choice, but we do, you know, about these positions. Did not want you to hear from, you know, about from another county or someone else. But it does give you some options.
Well, they could broken down, say it's obvious that each of these people are heavily invested in the career.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
We have a great office here. It is a large office, it is growing, it's great. We're increasing that outreach potential and reaching a whole lot more people and doing a lot of great things, so. Good stuff.
From my perspective, we go with one to help you all keep growing, not to fix any problems that are there right now. It would be about looking forward, not because.
I know you can take any of the.
From my perspective.
And I'll ask questions I asked, just to have a gauge of what it would do for you all.
Sure, no, that's fine. That's totally understandable.
Are there applicants out there? I mean, I'm not taking away from all of our people here, they might be interested. So you did just, but I mean, you hear all the time, you know, people can't fill jobs and all that, and I realize this is a management job, because we definitely, if we decide to do what we want somebody with experience, so.
Yeah, if you all were to decide to do it and, you know, we're gonna open up that search and advertise it on our UK jobs website, which people from everywhere see, so.
Any agents could apply if they wanted to.
Absolutely. If any agents wanted to, they could certainly apply for that with the manager position. You know, you might even have experienced staff assistants who would be interested in that position in some cases. Who could fill that position as well. You know, if you got someone who's been in the office for a long time, it could be an outside person too. You never know. You just never know who's going to be interested in that. You never know. Oh. You never know.
So would you be interested?
Huh?
Would you be interested?
Natasha. I don't know.
That was good.
Are there open positions in our area now for agents or something like this that are not on the
So we have not, I have not had any county yet tell me that they want to do one of these positions. Like I said, I've just been sharing that information with them right now. And, there is, I think Natasha had one county who just last week, their board opted to move forward with the director position. So we do have some. As far as agent positions, FCS agent positions are really hard to fill, just because we don't have a lot of people graduating with the degree for that. This one is totally, these positions are totally different from that. But that one has been really kind of difficult to get. You just, it's hard to say. what kind of response you would have.
Yeah, that's just me being curious, so thank you for
Oh,
sharing.
no, not at all. The good thing about, you know, if there is a good thing about any of these, the county director position, they do have a part. Because a lot of times I hear from my counties, from the board, it's like, we're paying a lot of the salary for this individual, whether it be agent or assistant position, yet you don't have a place at the interview table. So that position gives you that place at the table. In moving forward, so you do have I mean, even though you have a screening committee already in place, so it does help with that. And you never know, your search could be really easy, you could find a great person. But we would be picky, we wouldn't want just anybody. Agents would probably kill me.
With hiring that position, you said that the county has the decision power for these positions, or that, did I miss that?
So, I asked about that today, and we don't totally fully know the answer to that question because we are moving into a very new territory with this. So that is something that, I can definitely work through, is gonna, we've kind of talked through that, we don't totally fully know the answer, like how involved the district board would be with the hiring of that. I think that's probably something that could be negotiated and talked about. I think there's some flexibility to the new there.
Like-
But it is a relatively new thing. You know, so far, I think y'all have hosted a region, you've got one county that's expressed interest and voted to proceed right now. So it's gonna come, there's still a little bit of a work in progress on that part. These new positions would not be effective until, July 1st. If you jumped on it. Still have a little bit of time, but that's about how much time it would take us to move through that. It would be able to move close.
Thank you for all the information.
No problem.
Thank you very
No, it's a lot to think about, so just wanted to do that.
Review the budget process.
So Alethea and I want to walk you all through this. I know we're not going to walk you through the whole budget, but I know we have a couple of new members on the board. And next month, we're going to be doing the budget process. We're going to be working through the budget.
So that month's meeting will be just as long,
Maybe
not
maybe
longer.
longer.
Bring snacks and
right? Like, you know,
Give them snacks.
we did with COVID, we stopped with COVID, yeah.
Try not to get too excited.
Right, I'm trying not to get too excited, I don't be all that.
It's not a difficult process. We have several meetings. Several things that we're gonna do in between now and the next time you all meet. Those of you who agreed to serve on the budget committee, you'll hang around for just a few minutes and we'll get that date secured and locked in place that we've been kind of trying to decide. So tomorrow, I'm going to email Alethea our budget form. It's an Excel sheet that will allow us to put stuff in and backups and what have you. And after staff meeting on Wednesday, I think you guys are going to review the budget, looking at those areas that might need to be changed a little bit, program support, travel, just to make sure that those, so they'll take a first look at it. Then we have a budget committee that's going to meet next week or possibly this week.
Maybe Friday, maybe Monday.
Yes.
We'll see.
So-
We'll figure.
So the budget committee members will look at the budget also that we have. We'll go through what the amounts are. Our counties are classified in certain tier levels. Your all's tier level has not changed from last year, so that's a good thing. So it'll just stay there. Those amounts will be the same. The budget committee will look at it, and after the budget committee meets, then next month at your all's board meeting, we'll bring it to you all. Have you all put some eyes on it and walk through that. So some other things in addition to the budget itself. We had a new tool I shared with you all last year to help us calculate carryover numbers. We have a new carryover calculation worksheet that our business operations office did for us. So we'll use that again this time. So we'll walk you all through the budget step by step. The budget includes everything that the office needs to operate, program support money, travel, professional improvement, utilities, all that good stuff. So we'll walk through each of those, and we appreciate your insight and your recommendations into that process. Also part of that budget plan is, once we get it, the amount of money that, you as an extension district board will need to pay to UK, who in turn pays it back to our staff assistants and our agents. It comes back to the county, but you all pay it upfront. We will enter into a memorandum of agreement with the university, and that will be something else that we will be finalizing at your meeting, whether you do 2 payments a year, 3 payments, 1, or even 4 payments a year. So you guys will have to decide that as well. That memorandum of agreement will be accompanied by a schedule of disbursement. Shelley will walk you through that schedule of disbursement next month. Then another piece to that equation that our wonderful agents have to complete every year. I'm going to let Olivia share that with you guys about the program support budgets, because that's a very important piece of the budget as well.
On program support.
Yeah.
So, each of us get $6,000 for our program support, and that money covers, anything that we need to purchase, materials. Like, for example, I do lunch and learn once a month. Well, Heather does now, because she's awesome. And you know, the ingredients that she buys to make those recipes with people, it would cover that, it would cover, anything related to any of our programs that would have buy anything you buy. What do you buy? I wanted to say soil, but that sounded really like rude.
That's
what I
call
call
dirt.
accurate.
Yeah, no, so if I do a program on, workshop on growing mushrooms, I will purchase everything with that. But anytime we buy things for a program.
How much do you get a piece?
6,000.
So that's the amount that's in this year's budget.
That's just
That
what's
would
there now. It could change.
Yeah,
But each.
So you want to share the guidelines for program support, just so I know? Okay, so, the program support numbers can be changed by you guys, but the guidelines are each agent has to have the same amount of program support money. So like Alethea, I know she'd love to have more program support, and I know people would love to, but theirs has to be the same as everybody's. So same thing with the improvement money and travel, those things all have to be equal across the board. So, they will come up with their program support budgets. Maybe we can have those by in time for this meeting, because they do need to be signed off on as well. And then once the program year is up, then they have to do an actual program support cost, actual cost, to see that they're within budget. So that's something that you guys will be looking at along with everything else that's in the budget, but just wanting you to know that they have to be accountable with their program support and incentive funds and have a plan for that. We will also be doing a 10-year commitment. So we have extra money that 10-year from Federal Guidewire has other things like our principal payments and our interest payments all lined out. So anything that we have in the budget for reserve for emergencies, we have to account for in that 10-year plan. So we'll be doing that next month when we meet as well. We will have all those documents kind of generally ready for you, and that we set up eyes on them. The other thing that is in your budget plan that you all don't really have to have any responsibilities for except to sign off on is the summary for the DLG, and that's just your into your actuals and things like that. So those are kind of the parts of the budget that we will be looking at and working through next month.
DLG.
Department of Local Government. Yes. Yeah. And that is something we took off of their class, which is a lot.
Well, that's just plugging numbers then.
Oh, yes.
Plug and show.
Yes, yes. So questions you guys have, just wanted you all to know about the budget process, how it works. There's a lot of eyes on the budget. So it's not just something that, well,
When's the deadline to approve the budget?
So it has to be approved by the school board, presented to all for April 15th. And then we'll need, typically, since the laws have changed, which really, tell me if I'm wrong, but now it would be ideal if Mr. Swan or Olivia, but definitely someone from the district board presents, they have to present it to the school board now. So that'll have to happen, you'll have to let us know when the school board meeting is.
We wanna do it in March, I assume, like April,
Yeah,
it's like the last meeting in March.
probably,
Okay.
that'd be good. If we could get on, then, yeah, that way we can get it
If you can get it,
done.
you can get it approved.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I think, sort of a little bit behind the curve. That's
Well,
especially new board members, that's not something easy to do. Now, I've gone through several. I know that.
I mean,
I think we need to do something for it, night, and or get as much information, that we're not coming here.
Oh, we can always, like.
April second,
Facilitate that, like.
just approve the budget.
It's gonna be hard to do all.
Well, the first fiscal court meeting in April, which is 9th,
You can still do it, Nick.
which would be the only one that we'd have before it's due.
You can do it on.
It'd be April 9th. Oh, yeah, yeah. But I'm just thinking about what Marvin was saying, if we don't get it until our March meeting, that's a lot to go over in one night and then approve. Do we need to have a special call meeting to come back and approve it like by the end of March or something?
I mean, there's a lot gonna be presented, and then it's just a lot of stress, and then, like, unless you do a lot of budgets.
We're gonna have a lot of, once the budget committee meets, we're gonna have a rough draft we want to look at. That'll be up to you guys.
So
Well, that's good, I mean, but let's get it out, folks, and on that committee.
Yeah,
We have to call those who's on the committees.
oh, yeah, cause like, once we have the budget committee and we pull it all together, type it up, we can send it to them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can send it to you all, so you can see it before the meeting. And then at the meeting is when we can go through line by line and look at it, and you can change things, do whatever you feel that you need, and it'll be a little bit of a long meeting, but we'll have it pulled up on the screen, you'll have copies in front of you. And, if you have any questions or anything before that March 5th meeting, we can.
that would be good, because I know from last year, it was, I mean, the first time I laid eyes on it, and it was a lot.
Yep.
And we still have the April 1st meeting, that's before the school board as well. If you don't get all that.
So we are gonna have a meeting in April. Okay. Okay. April Fool's Day.
We're gonna do the budget meeting today. Okay, what's happening?
Only if you need it, right? Was that one?
Yeah.
Only if you don't get through it and don't.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That does give time.
So we are committed, at the last meeting, I requested like getting the agenda to you a week before and finances out the week of. That we are committed to do that, and that will continue, and we can send you the budget. That is March the 19th,
I was going to get that on my account.
yeah, March. What's the
What is that?
county assistant council.
CEC, extension county.
And we're a part of that.
You said 6.
So any other questions about the budget? We just wanted to make sure that you all knew about how the process works.
Yeah, March 19th.
So you guys will be able to present at this board, and then it's like, once it's approved, then we'll get all the paperwork.
So
No, June. Oh, the June.
And the lady might bring snacks as well.
Snacks.
I feel like that would be a perfect meeting for snacks, because if you didn't know, March is National Nutrition Month. So they will be healthy and balanced snacks,
And recipes.
and recipes will be provided. So there's that.
Snacks.
Oh, here's. Let me do one thing.
You want to come present that Christmas report, bring a snack?
I would love to, that would be so much fun. When's the next meeting?
Okay, so we've got the 12th or the 20, well, we're to the 12th, and it's the month.
Yeah.
Are you available the 12th?
March 12th.
March 12th?
Sure.
Yes.
Wait, what was I gonna do on March 12th? Why do I have hold here? What am I doing?
You're holding your meeting.
Yeah.
It was really important to do that.
We'll do a proclamation
Oh.
and we'll present that to you. And you can bring a snack, a nutritional snack.
Oh my God, okay. Oh, and I'll bring my new EDP assistant, Millie Bedford, who, she goes around and she teaches, and, nutrition and, all of that. That's like her focus. So she, and we'll get to introduce her because she's brand new and awesome.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
And
If we could have,
And snacks, what do you do? Snacks?
to go.
Well,
Well, we've just made a thing out of this.
They're talking, then it has to be presented to fiscal court.
Okay.
To read this.
Oh, yes.
So a board member needs to present the budget that is approved by you all in March. A board member needs to go present that with Alethea in tow on the 9th. Correct, Judge?
Yes,
April and
April the 9th.
okay, so this is April 9th.
yeah, April.
Yes.
April 9th.
Yeah, April 9th.
Sorry, they seem confused. So I just
What
wanted to
time is
clarify.
the festival? Is it-
Only in, for April, yeah, I got it over here. Schedule extension district board to approve, but, yes, and Lady is coming March, March the 12th,
And those
Those
meetings
are
start at
two
9th.
Yeah.
March.
And the fiscal court meeting will be at 9:30,
It's up at 9,
at 9 on the 9th.
yeah, 9 on the 9th, 9 on 9.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So a board member will have to present that budget. Alethea can be there as your support, but a board member has to do that, which is different the way it's done in the past.
We'll take your.
Team it up, right? Sounds good.
Sorry, we were talking about like 4 different things, and I was like, we need to clear, everyone's confused.
I know.
Right, I know. I got to go. Make sure.
And add some stress. I love it. I love my job.
Anything else that comes forward?
So just for clarification, so we're gonna hold April the 1st, just in case you all don't get all the way through the budget and want an extra time, right? Just making sure I understand. Thank you.
Then our next meeting for sure will be March 5th at 5:30.
Yeah, March 4th. It's 5.
Did I put a drum on the agenda?
No, you said it differently, but it's right on the agenda. But you said that.
Perfect.
And you kind of put it.
But today,
Today.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Stop that.
I will second.
Let me yell at her at.
Second, adjourn, all those in favor say aye.
Happy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Also, I think we got to back.
No, sir, boy.
I want that too. What else can we do? It's good. Did you think the, oh, coming out with the show? Oh, that's good.
Yes.
What, when you want to do?
Very well. I heard the name. I work at Farmers National Lane. He's got some word lines on. Somebody know. There's a guy. He always said, you want to storage?
Sorting.
Next week.